Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Today, talking about simplifying fractions. Simplifying fractions is easy. You'll have a picture and step-by-step directions of simplifying fractions in a journal, hopefully by the end of the week. But simplifying fractions, and we've talked about it in the past, we're trying to find the fewest number of pieces to make it easier to understand. So for example, if I had 4/8, an easy way, 4/8, you can kind of visualize it, but to simplify it, it would simplify down to 1/2. And we can easily picture in our mind 1/2. When you're doing problems and you get a fraction as an answer, you're going to have to put it in simplest terms. So, knowing that, it's important that we know how to simplify a fraction. We'll start with 12/24. 12/24. Now all we have to do is we have to find a common factor for both of 12 and 24. This is where our divisibility rules help. A common factor for 12 and 24. So Liam, can you tell me a number that divides evenly into 12 and 24 besides 1? 1 doesn't count. Something that'll divide evenly into both 12 and 24. They're both even, so 2. Okay? If I divide both of these by 2, and you are right over there who said 12, but it doesn't matter where we start as long as we get done. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Okay, now we don't know for sure if it's in simplest terms. So we look and see if there's a factor, a number that divides evenly into both 6 and 12, and we're not looking at 1. Something that divides into both 6 and 12, not including 1. Grace? 2. They're both even. If we use our divisibility rules, they're both even. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. 12 divided by 2 is 6. We don't know if we're done yet. So now we have to decide, is there a number other than 1 that divides evenly into both 3 and 6? Landry? 3. If we divide both my numerator and denominator by 3, I end up with 1/2. And if my numerator is 1, I can't make it any smaller. Also, something you can think about, and you're going to see a lot of these types of fractions. If the numerator is half of the denominator, it's always going to simplify down to 1/2. So 8/16. 8 is half of 16. It's always going to simplify down to 1/2. So you could go through all those steps, but another way to look at it, 12/24, and Easton told me this, I can divide, and you did this on Khan Academy, so simplifying fractions should be fairly fresh. I can divide them both by 12. 12 divided by 12 is 1. 24 divided by 12 is 2. So the bigger factor you find, the faster you're going to simplify it down to lowest terms. Pretty easy, but if you had an answer to a problem that said 12/24 and you left it as 12/24, there are some teachers, like the one you have now, that would probably mark it wrong just because they can be mean. And we always want our answers in simplest form. The fewer pieces, the better. We have the fraction 8/18. 8/18. Now we have to ask ourselves, is there a number that can divide evenly into both 8 and 18? And we can't use 1. If I divide them both by 1, it doesn't make it any smaller. So Jaden?
2.
2. I can divide these both by 2. And if I use my divisibility rules, this is where it comes into play, because I know they're both even, so that means that they're both divisible by 2. And 8 divided by 2 is 4, 18 divided by 2 is 9. Now, I don't know if that's in least terms, so I got to see, is there a number other than 1 that divides evenly into 4 and 9? No, there isn't. Nothing less than, or nothing greater than 1 that divides evenly into 4 and 9. And then we have 5/20ths. And again, you're going to see these problems again, probably on an assignment that you'll have later this week. So we have 5/20ths. We have to find out, is there a number other than 1 that divides evenly into both 5 and 20? Kira? 5. Again, we go to our divisibility rules. And a number that has a 5 in the ones place and a 0 in the ones place, they're divisible by 5. Those darn divisibility rules are pretty handy. And we know 5 divided by 5 is 1. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Okay? So one simple example of three simple examples of simplifying fractions. Divisibility rules are going to help. If you can remember the rule for finding a half, that's going to make it easy. Most of what you're going to see in the grade of 5, where you are now, is going to be simple things to simplify fractions. Now, as I said, you're going to see some of these very fractions on an assignment coming up soon. But obviously, Nixon, your assignment's not going to only have 3 problems on it. So I'll probably have to make videos during my second class so that it has more than just 3 problems. And probably going to have to make video during my third class so it has more than 3 problems. I'll probably have to put them on the tube of you so that you can use them.
What if we're not allowed to go on YouTube?
Well, you can here. Boom! Shakalaka. Peace out. God bless. Love you. Do something kind today. Save the bees. Please subscribe.